Well, one thing that never appears to head lower is wasteful government spending, and there was plenty of it this past year, highlighted in one senator's annual report of dubious federal outlays called the Waste Book. Hampton Pearson has more.
Calling out Congress for not making the tough choices when it comes to cutting federal spending, Oklahoma Senator Tom Coburn's latest Waste Book highlights $30 billion worth of questionable government spending this year.
My contention is had Congress been focused on doing its job of setting priorities and oversighting and cutting wasteful spending, we could have avoided both a government shutdown and the budget deal that we're now considering, which actually grows the government and raises the burden on the American taxpayer.
The headliner, the Pentagon's decision to leave $7 billion worth of military equipment behind as troops pull out of Afghanistan. There was also the Army's mega blimp, a $300 million project halted this year intended for use in Afghanistan, but in 3 years of development, it made one trip lasting 90 minutes over New Jersey. Another $390,000 spent by NASA on the Green Ninja, a cartoon superhero created to motivate kids to take action regarding climate change, in the same year when budget cuts grounded manned space flights for the foreseeable future. Calls to the Pentagon and NASA for comment were not returned, but Coburn says much of the questionable spending is tied to the ability of government contractors to maximize profits at taxpayers' expense.
Until they have capital put at risk, you're never going to have those. They know how to control costs, but they also know how to milk the system. And now there's no penalty for milking the system and no reward for controlling costs.
Senator Coburn unveiled this year's edition of the Waste Book just moments after voting against cutting off debate on the budget bill, because he says Congress simply doesn't have its eye on the ball. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Hampton Pearson in Washington.